Hello folks, and welcome to Erannorth Reborn. We are in our headquarters in Hirdwood, and in the meantime I went ahead and changed my deck. So this is what we are having in main deck right now. I added 2 Torpor, 1 Bite Time, 2 Blood Reading, 2 Debt Collectors, Lacerate, Rising Fear, Shakedown, Adrenaline Surge, Associates and the Escort, Feet, Hangover, Scuffle, Gather Intel. So we have 24 cards in. I will also go to my library, enter, and we will be improving our thievery by 1 point. So improve an expertise you already have, and we get thievery to 3. Okay. And let's resume our journey. So we are in Hirdwood. We can attempt to defeat Lysa, but first let's see if our deck works well. If it has Light Earth, Astral Dark Air, Poison, Aversion. That might be a problem. Okay, let's see how it goes. So our vampires are penalized for starters. And the enemies look a bit tough. Okay, let's start with use a calling card. Let's find the weakest. Maybe this one. We need to move him to the combat zone. Okay. This one will lose 4. He's weakened, so if we use Shakedown on him, we will draw 2 cards and weaken him additionally. Let's give bleeding to this one. Now with Lacerate we can deal 5 intense damage, weaken, and among the other stuff. So 6 this would be. We can Scuffle Destroy here. Sprinkling the Debt Collector. We can destroy this one. Let's give bleeding here. Play Lacerate. I'll get a Tithe in my hand. And one of these guys. Play Inevitable, Vulnerable in the Dryad. Now that she is vulnerable, we can use Tithe on her. It will give us some farthings, we will draw cards. Let's play bleeding here. I will use this and She will die. Now this one. Move to the front. Get a calling card. And I can use my dagger here. Okay, Woodland Riot brought some friends, but that's not a problem. In fact, this wolf is now our friend, and we can throw the dagger at here. Play the escort. The surviving enemy got the bewitched morale ability. At this point, I will just move the wolf ahead. She will harm herself. Inevitable vulnerable, and that's it. Serve and Protect gives defend and also normally gives healing, but we are in daytime, so our healing is penalized. And that's why we are losing 0 hit points instead of gaining life. Let's start with the potentially flying enemy. It is vulnerable, so let's use Tithe. And we can give Inevitable Venom. We can play calling card here. So we affected everyone. What else can we do? We can add some more venom stacks to this guy. Find weakness is penalized. I'll just end my turn. Okay, this one will die. I will just end my turn at this point. He will die, he will harm someone, else some seals. We can destroy him with Scuffle. Destroy. Calling card. Okay, let's start by weakening a bit the ones that Pride can't affect. We can also play the calling card now and actually affect him along with his friends. We have one more. We can get one more. And let's prepare. Let's prepare some calling cards for the next encounter. Okay, so we have two calling cards and enough action points. We also gained a level, which is very nice, but at this point we have Lysa and a nymph and a healer. Lysa is level 11 and we have a potential of 9, so no way on earth we can affect her, but we can affect the nymph, and let's do that by weakening her. And we can also do that once more. Play 7 protect, get tithe. We can just attack. Okay, so we will leave the healer to die. Now we need some inevitable vulnerable, preferably. Gecko fail will do also. There it is, inevitable vulnerable. Bite time. So bite time will give inevitable vulnerable, and this stun will break in the next round. So better not play anything at this point. Bite time will keep echoing. Now we can add the tithe after it. So she will get the crit damage after inevitable vulnerable does its thing. And since he's not stunned anymore, we can just hit here with what we have. Including some allies. Maybe we can use another tie. Extortion. and we can finish up with Rising Fear. We have enough for one more Rising Fear, so let's attack with Beatha. Stunned enemies don't fight back, and back in Stunlock. Let's play 5. Okay, so we defeated this boss, great. And we can get a snail figurine. Would be perfect. Inevitable, vulnerable, inevitable, and entangle. 3 uses into our stash. Okay, so we are well connected. We still need to get a +2 here in order to access the town of Heartwood. But we don't have to do it now. We can probably now head to Nereis and do these 2 challenges, and then go to Grisborg, do these 2 challenges, back to Lanmerich, and then travel to Lucina. Okay, so I will go to Grisborg first, because it has a settlement we can access, and we can restock in rations. So Grisborg, travel by land. Let's play an escort. 4 to 9. Escort has an astral affinity, so let's kill this guy and maybe bewitch this one. Okay. We can move him in the back. Same thing with Beatha, we'll kill this one, so the morale will go to the con artist. And end my turn. Let's kill him with our lieutenant. We also gained some skills. Blood Vortex. Let's make space for that, shall we? It's a multicast card, which means that first of all it costs 4 concentration. Then we lose 2 hit points each time it triggers, but we get 6 if the enemy that we hit is living. And we also deal 4 intense damage, which is always good. We can also add other things to it. From what I see, we also got some additional Underworld cards, because let's close this, because we now have an Underworld Mastery of 30. This is great. We also have perk points. Okay, one thing at a time. First, I want to go to my properties and purchase this, so we can get a Madame Ophelia. This is a poison card, so I will summon her in a poison affinity area. To my deck. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Absolute Loyalty. Ally cards gain +1 lifespan. Whenever you gain loyalty, you gain +1 more. You gain a copy of Blood Oath, so we can get one more Blood Oath. Cripple effect increases by 2. So there are some pretty good choices, but the next part I want to get is Infamy. As long as you have loyalty, enemies are no longer immune to weaken. You still need to pass the potential, but they won't be immune, even if they were. Okay, so deck builder now. Blood Vortex is a good card, but as we said, we got some organization cards, some new organization cards at tier 3. So let's check our tier 3 cards here. We have Garrote, deal 9 to 18. Now if you wanted to just see tier 3 cards that are of your organization, you can just do this tier 3 my organization. Okay. Blackmail. If the enemy has weakened, we gain loyalty 2 and we control an enemy with power 14 or less. Bleed 4, cripple, which will weaken the enemy, and if we discard, we can get to craft a shakedown. We already see a shakedown briefly. Garrote, if the enemy is immobilized, then we deal bludgeoning damage and there is 2% chance per hit points they miss to kill them. Racket. Synergy Grid, if they die we draw 2 cards. We also discard 1 card to play this. Thrash, we get loyalty, deal 6 to 12 bludgeoning damage to the enemies, and we have supplies 1, so we'll be looking to our deck for a consumable card and the draw pile, and we can draw it. Okay. Let's now check what do we have in our deck. So deck D. Okay. I think I will play a bit more with this deck before I decide if I change anything. And after Madame Ophelia comes into play. Okay, we arrive in Greisbook. Let's buy supplies so we won't forget it. And sell the mace, the wound, handux. We also have a vampiric blade that I won't be using, so let's sell that too. And we got the Kapos amulet a little way back. Let's go to our character. I pressed C. So the Crime Lord gets at level 6 the Capo rank, which gives to our ally cards 3 power, 6 health, increases our summon limit by 1, and we gain a copy of the Kapos amulet, so it's this one. Resist poison, resist bludgeonic, gather intel, or debt collector, or thrash. Which means that as long as we have this card, we no longer need to have debt collectors in our deck. We can get away with not having other intels, and we certainly don't need thrash because all this come in one bundle of joy. Okay, so deck builder, no. First let's went back to the town. I will press T now and see what else we can buy here. We can buy a cred which reactivates our henchmen. That's pretty good. We can also buy access to the Undercity sewers. Contaminate and Contagion are pretty powerful, both of them. What else we can get? As you can see, Greisbook has access to several Naga allies because it's a Naga territory. Maybe if we upgrade it a bit more, things will get more interesting. Okay, so let's do the challenges first. calling card. Tough. Now we are seeing the actual ley lines after we enter the first node. So Dark Astral and Poison have both affinity. This is a great place to play Madame Ophelia, but she's not in our draw pile, because I just added her into my deck. She's in my discard pile, so I better shuffle if I want to find her while we are exploring here. Let's start with my amulet. Play Thrash. We can use Gather Intel, maybe here, and our ring. Play a calling card. Play a calling card. Tithe. Shake down. Okay, I don't have any more cards to play, so I will just shuffle. And now Madame Ophelia is in my draw pile. We need 14 AP to play here, so let's set a camp here, and I will use my rest option. Now I can bring Madame Ophelia into play, and she created the honey trap cards and added them to my deck. And these are very powerful cards, the honey traps. They can create 3 unique allies out of your enemies. So they are pretty amazing. Now let's play the campfire. Bring Gather Intel. Play Blood Reading. Let's use it here. Minus 15. We don't have action points, okay. So let's move this guy first. See what he will do. He will enrage his allies. They all get flank. Okay, we got one attack out of it. So let's give Inevitable Vulnerable to the rat, and also stun him. Play Gather Intel. Gather Intel. enemy will probably survive. Enemy will probably die. So Bewitch goes to the next enemy. Madame Ophelia can also bewitch the ones she hits, and can also create blackmail, which controls a weakened enemy that has power less than 14, like this one, or this one after we play. Creep. No, he's immune to weaken. Okay. Not good. Let's draw our figurine. Can use it here. Okay, so I put the stunned enemy first, the one that we might entangle after, the bewitched one third, and we also got some nasty hits. This one is enraged. We can use blackmail in the were-rat. Or we can just stun him for now. Scuffle. Madame Ophelia can hit here. So we're at stunned, hits, dies, hits, regenerates. Ten to 20. 15. We need 14. Or we can just, kill him and be done with it. Okay, let's research some new techniques. We can get Levitate, which is a great anti-flight card. Let's add it to my stash. We can also set up a camp, and we already rested in a camp, that's why the option is not available, but we get the campfire card. Let's use it. They gather intel. He's entangled, which is good, and secures her flank. And the infiltrator isn't much of a problem. Kill him with Madame Ophelia, bewitch this one, which will give us some time to restore some action points. Let's restore some more action points. I will set a camp. We'll use this card, rest for 8 hours. Finally, we managed to rest in peace. Each time you rest, you also spend rations. That's something to keep in mind. And I can gather some wood for my next time we need it. I also have one LP, and perhaps it's time to start investing a bit on our character. Maybe put one in Platonic. We still need some for info. Undine Wave Rider. Let's use calling card. This is weekend, which means that we can now use blackmail to gain control. Get gather intel. We can use thrush, and we get to draw one of our consumables. So one honey trap. Now we can control this witch here, and she will become a unique. We will also be able to mentor her, or we can keep this card for another enemy. It's a risk, but worth it. As long as we don't discard a card, we will be good to go. Stars, okay. So we can't honey trap Jaina. It would be nice if we could, if her power was less than 20. But a Moonblade would be nice to have. So let's start by getting rid of a few allies. Okay, so I will honey trap the Moonblade. and teach her how to play the debt collector. We can still honey trap and use the inevitable bewitch, but that would be a waste of our card. We can also play the calling card as a mentor option. Okay, so honey trap. This is unique. And I can teach here something, and I will teach here calling card. So now she can craft the calling card ability, like of course it has no effect right now. Okay, I didn't go bad. Let's get gather intel. Inevitably vulnerable. Pride 20 won't affect here. Bleeding won't affect here, so let's just discard this. We'll also discard Scuffle. Okay, bite time, an excellent anti-boss card. They will start gaining vulnerable till they are dead, basically. And this goes very well with a tithe, especially if you have lots of cards in your hand. What else we can use? Inevitable Venom. Sure, why not? This card will get the exploit weakness from Nightblade, and she's undead and vampire, so I think I will just discard this and this. Okay, that was bad. We have one more honey trap. I could use it to her, but I don't think there is a need anymore. Though feeding removed all her vulnerable counters. Let's use this. Now that she has vulnerable again, we will exploit that weakness. We don't need this necessarily, but we can play tithe. Beata can attack. Moonblade can attack. And she's dead. Awesome. So we have Noble Defender, Sensual Dance, Sylph Archer. I will take the Sylph Archer, or I don't want a heroic character in my party, so let's test this one. So Jaina was a bit harder than anticipated, but we got some connections and we prevailed in the end. So let's go for Mahahalthan. We have 2 honey traps. We can recruit 2 more unique allies and maybe teach them some of our interesting skills. Okay. We can get the Drake, we can get the Court Healer. First, let's get rid of some allies. We can just control here with blackmail. That makes here a temporary ally, but there is also this one, Phone Archer. Let's get another calling card. Now I can claim the trained dragon if I want. Let's use torpor. No, I don't want any of these allies. Let's do 16. We should be, just in case. Defend ourselves a bit. Let's play calling card. Gather intel. We can kill her with Beatha, and then the counters will move to the first enemy. We didn't, it's okay. We can bewitch this one. Resist it. let's use gather intel and attack with our guard. Okay, so we have these honey trap cards trapped in our hands. This nymph warrior could be. We don't want this guy to take flight, so let's put him in the front. Okay, so he's weakened. Let's use this here. Control. Double vulnerable. Delayed stun. Delayed stun will is also inevitable, but will apply after everything is said and done. And that's it. Okay, still looking for an interesting ally to use my honey traps on. Okay, nymph warrior. That's very good choice. Nymph warrior. And I will teach her gather intel. Now you might be tempted to teach her honey trap, but you cannot. It's a consumable, so it can't be taught. So let's put our and maybe a pixie warrior. Let's use gather intel here for now. Can teach here a shakedown. Shakedown, okay. Okay, so we used our honey traps and we got a group of unique allies that will prove useful. And let's craft a calling card. Now the more you are willing to hold onto these cards, the better will be the results, but At this point, these are some pretty nice allies to have. They are quite tough. This is weakened, so we can use this to weaken here further and attack with our pixie. Okay, so we got at level 8, we got the Consigliere perk, which gives us Pride Effect +3, that's awesome. Whenever you gain loyalty through an action, you gain +1 more, and we also increased our chaotic effect in cards like Thrash. We also have several perk points to spend, and I think I will keep them till we defeat the boss. Okay, let's prepare for the boss fight. I will get any cards I can get. Calling card. Now if we were playing in a mode where you discard cards at the end of your turn, that wouldn't be a good idea. Now this would be an ally worth of honey trapping, but there's no way we could do that. Okay, so inevitable, vulnerable, bad time, inevitable venom, calling card affects up to 23 power, which is good. Blackmail, we can control an enemy. Let's get another inevitable vulnerable. So we can sink down. We can also give him bleed. So lacerate will deal intense damage. Calling card, gather intel, blackmail. We can just attack with one of our allies to give them experience. Maybe we can attack with Madame Ophelia. She has a penetrate +5, but it's still not enough to affect Mahas is level 13. But look at that, we had a 13 potential, that's 8 my level, +5 her penetrate. Could have worked under different conditions, okay. Now the problem is that Maha will probably take flight. That would be a problem. But it's not much we can do about it at the moment. Maybe attack her with Barnif Warrior won't have much effect. Flank, that's a good option. Let's use gather intel. Bludgeoning is a weak. It's a weak resistance for her, so Thrash will work miracles. Let's discard this. We'll discard this as well. Blackmail, shakedown, gather intel. We can attack. Astral also works nice. That's good to know. But no one else can survive a 34 damage if she deals that much. We have enough hit points to withstand her attack. Let's get Thrush. Inevitable. Vulnerable. Now let's use Thrush. She got plenty of damage. And we have 9 loyalty, and this would be lots of damage for our Pixie Warrior. And that was the end of Maha-Halthan. I think I will get Illustrate. Return to the world map. And we'll leave things here for now, as this was the fourth video of our Crime Lord, the 4th hour in the adventure mode, and now we started to getting somewhere. We can travel around, do challenges, we are getting stronger, and the more challenges we do, the faster our Crime Lord influence will start increasing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be seeing you in the next episode. Have a good night. Bye bye.